found and that you ended up at the coroner's office? Start at the beginning.
Early that morning, I deployed some resources. I deployed an aircraft and I received a phone call. Received that phone call from the sheriff's department that a body had been found. Didn't see who it was. I then received a phone call within minutes after the conversation from the sheriff's office from Nolan's mother, Christine, and she was frantic. That mother's intuition, she knew what was going on. She said that they had found him, that they had found a body. My biggest concern at that exact moment was to make sure that she was safe, that she had, a safe way to get there, because it was the beginning of what's more than likely to be the worst day of her life.
Figure out why nobody is talking about how Nolan Wells' father went back to Horn Island to search for his son when he found out that he was missing. He had a friend that had a boat and they went to the island.
We went on the island. He called me and we're gonna start on this end. I said, well, we're probably gonna start on the other end. So me, my wife, Coach Bramlett, and a high school classmate of mine were the only ones. We were the first ones out there looking.
And looked up and down and round and round. And there was no Nolan to be found. But yet, when the Cajun Navy went to Horn Island, Nolan Wells' body was in the water. Round and round and round. And there was no Nolan to be found. But yet, when the Cajun Navy went to Horn Island, Nolan Wells' body was in the water. Now make that make sense. And I'm still trying to figure out.
Wait. So it turns out the Snapchat information is really the key to bust this case wide open. Nolan's friend's mom just came out speaking on something that was odd with the Snapchat location her son and Nolan shared. This is crazy. Listen to this. Tell me what you think, but I'm gonna tell you what don't make sense about this situation. And I don't like it. Listen.
Now, here's the weird thing to me. This is what stands out to me the most. When we found out that Nolan was missing, my son immediately snapped him, and then Christine messaged him back and said, I have Nolan's phone now. This was at 12:53, according to the screenshot that I have, it was at 1:53 in the morning. Okay. So he, for whatever reason, I don't know if I don't know why he took the screenshot, to be honest.
Update in the Nolan Xavier Wells case, and I'm sure TMZ is going to say that this is simply a posting mistake, but they recently posted this saying that the boys that were with Nolan Wells that day plan to sue Al Sharpton. However, when you click on the article in the link in their bio, you'll see that the article is actually about there being no reported drownings on Horn Island in the last 6 years. The last 6 years. And what's interesting about that is that in the interview that Nolan's so-called friend did with Officer Bad Bill, you know him, he said that he knows of people who have drowned on Horn Island. Well, who are they? And when was it? Because was it before your time? Did you know them or know of them? And what's even more interesting about them announcing that they sent some pre-suing letter to Al Sharpton is that it's coming directly after Nolan Wells' mom, Christine, has subpoenaed for all of the CETO calls, including the call that canceled the CETO call. But again, I'm sure TMZ is going to say that this is just a mistake.
I have an update for you in the Nolan Wells case. Nolan Wells' family has hired an audio expert to clean up the CETO call from July 4th. And there's one part people are really zeroing in on, people who are watching about this. The dispatcher asks whether everyone is on board. The call appears to say...
All right. And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's on board.
Yeah, everyone is on board. That's what the caller appears to say. Now, some people are hearing that and saying that it conflicts with later accounts about Nolan being left behind on Horn Island? Maybe. We don't know. We have to be careful here because we don't know exactly what the caller meant by everyone who they believe was on board at the moment, or whether that interpretation is even correct. So that's all speculation right now, but they are examining. They hired a forensics audio person to deal with this, or an audio expert. For weeks, people online have been trying to solve this case by listening to muffled audio and deciding what they think it means. That's not enough. The experts may be able to tell us more clearly what was said, but what it means, that still has to be established by the evidence in the investigation. And that's where we are right now.
This Nolan Wells case is something that you wouldn't wish to wish your enemy, because no matter the updates that keeps coming up, no matter the updates that keep springing up, you will definitely be getting angry. You will definitely be getting annoyed with the way things are being handled. A murder case like that should be, like, by now, the culprits should have been fished out. They are yet to be fished out. They are still turning the whole thing because the person is a black American. This Nolan Wells case have really opened a lot of black Americans' eyes to know that they are hated, they are not loved, because today this update, tomorrow this update, like different updates keeps springing up, keeps coming up. Now, what is the way forward? Because at this point, we really need to put the culprits in check, but no. They are still turning things around, trying to find a way to just cover those Nolan Wells friends, because accusing fingers have been pointed to them very well. But what in God's name has made them not to arrest this boss and send them to jail?
I'm here with a Nolan Xavier Wells update. This is something a little bit shocking. Somebody just reached out to me on Facebook. He's verified that he has been talking with the investigators, as you can see in this screenshot, and I'll just read you our conversation. I was on Horn Island on the 4th. I have information I will share with you, but for obvious reasons would like to keep certain parts a secret, as they would absolutely damage the investigation. Let me know if you want. I've had several conversations with investigators. I can be seen in the video in question regarding an altercation. I said, oh, sure. Were you really there? I was there during the video in question. I can be seen on the far right walking away. Okay, great. What would you like to say? I will not use your name or anything. Then he sent me these screenshots of the phone calls. I said, I believe you. What would you like to share with me? Thanks. I've been working with investigators. I walked through right after a real fight broke out. I didn't see Nolan or the friends he rode there with around, but I have reason to believe Nolan was part of that fight. What do you think happened to Nolan? Why do you...
The right thing should be done by now. The right proceedings should have taken up by now. But with the way the things are being done, today they will say this is what is happening today. Tomorrow they will say the family is doing this and that. Like, I feel for the family, honestly. I feel for the family of Nolan Wells. I feel for the mother. I feel for the father. To be alive and be passing through that kind of thing. That was why I said in my earlier video that you wouldn't even wish your enemy this kind of pains, because even in the pains, the authorities that should be in charge are not treating the matter well. They are not handling it well. It's painful watching this whole thing transpired like this, and I feel for the family. I pray that the right authorities will take up this Nolan Wells case and do the needful, because at this point, that is just our hope. That is what we are hoping for, and believe that it's going to work like that. If you've watched up to this point, thank you so much, and special credit to all the original owners of the videos used in the creation of the video. It is solely for analysis and for educational purpose. Do not like this video, share to your friends and loved ones, comment, tell a friend, like, say your mind regarding this Nolan Wells case. What do you think? Spill off, and tell us in the comment section. Have a lovely day, guys. Take care of yourselves, and see you all in our next video. Till then, bye.